Hello, Dr. Leong and fellow classmates of APA 360. This is D'Angelo, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about a song that you probably don't remember the title to. Um, but before I go into that, I want to talk about my experience of having lived in Japan growing up, and how the resilience, the generosity, the kindness, the culture, the appreciation for tradition and just you know the genuine spirit of commonality that I experienced in Japan has had a serious impact on my life. And I think what my favorite part of well, one of my favorite parts of this course is that everybody's aware of how the media can manipulate uh, content and give you an impression that is not 100% accurate about things. And, everything that we were told in America, and even to this day, historically, is not accurate. And I don't want to elaborate too much because that'll take up a whole lot of time. But what I do want to talk about is this question is of have you guys ever asked yourselves or wondered how many non-English songs have become a number one on the Billboard Top 100 chart, I should say? Well, you're in luck. I'll tell you, there's seven. So seven of them have made the list. One of them, I don't know if it really counts because it has English too, Justin Bieber, right? Uh, but the first one is Nel Blue di Ponto, no, di Pinto di Blue by Domenico Modugno from Italy. Okay, he was the first in 1958. More recently is the one I told you about called Despacito by Luis Fonsi, Daddy Yankee, and Justin Bieber. Then, this is one you have to know. Well, I don't know. A lot of people didn't hear it because this is a pretty old song, but Macarena by Los del Rio, the Bayside Boys remix. Those guys are from Spain, and obviously it's in Spanish. Then the one before that was 1996. Then before that was 1987, La Bamba by Los Lobos. Most people know that song as being a Richie Valens song, but it was redone and hit the number one of the charts in 1987 when the movie came out. Then we have Rock Me Amadeus by Falco from Germany. Before that was Dominique, 1963, from Belgium in the French language. And then we get to the song that I want to talk about, which is Will Muite Aruko. That's the song. It means to look up and walk, right? Or you could say let's, because Aruko is let's, right? Let's walk. With anytime you hear sho, ko, zo, that's kind of a determinative expression. So whale muite, it means to look up, and aruko means to let's walk, right? So that this song is it's obviously the first number one Japanese song to hit the first Japanese song to hit number one on the pop charts. It was actually performed in Japanese on American television on the big stage of the Steve Allen Show in 1965. And so this song, and I'll play a little bit of the song. It was actually remixed in English, which I'll also show you a clip of, since I got my screen up on those. But let me play you the first one, which is it's one of my favorite. This song, the thing about it is It's an uplifting song, right? It's sung by uh, Q Sakamoto, right? So he's the pop term for his character in pop culture was that of a crooner, which means that he typically would those are typically male singers who sing sentimental songs in a soft low voice, right? So that's what a crooner would be. um, it's not necessarily what we get a ton of nowadays, because nowadays it's well, you already know that. So but the reason that this song applies to the Japanese American experience of those days was because after World War II, right? Well, before World War II, Japan, Tokyo was the fifth largest city in the world, right? They were a tremendous importer of goods, and they were a big deal, a very big deal, right? So much so that America was very afraid of what would happen if Japan took over and got control of the natural resources in China and other parts of Asia. So, and then they were also really worried that, well, what if Japan becomes a communist country, right? They already knew that the Chinese were going in that direction. So, but anyway, let me play this a little bit for you, and you can kind of sense the joy of the song. And this is, remember that a lot of people are trying to find ways to deal with the post World War II complete devastation. You may or may not have heard of the term black rain. Black rain is what it was like when there was so much smoke and ashes from the fire bombings in Tokyo, right? Coming down. But here, take a listen.